check this out.
We got a great show coming your way today.
Get ready.
Get ready for the We Are You Morning Crew.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Provocative and insightful,
Sometimes polarizing and irreverent.
but always raw, real, and funny.
We say the stuff you want to say, because we are you.
The We Are You Morning Crew.
It is the We Are You Morning Crew, and a little little difficulty there. For a second, Amundo, I am George Daigle in the studio by myself, bringing you the sizzling subjects and the trending topics this morning. Now, if you had the opportunity to see Cynthia Erivo in Aretha Genius, then I was really amazed by the movie. Some people were disappointed. Some people didn't think she looked enough like her. A lot of people didn't think she sounded enough like her. I watched it for the story, and I learned a lot about that woman's life and a lot of stuff that she had to overcome. A lot of men who were dominating in her life, in the industry that she worked in, and in her personal life, and having to overcome all of that to become the queen of soul says a lot. Now, as we are moving forward in, looking at her life, and a lot of stuff was revealed in that. One of the things that came up and kept coming up was who was the father of the first child that she had. Who was that? And recently, as previously reported, 8 months after her death, Areth Franklin had 3 handwritten wills, and they were all found in her suburban Detroit home. So already that was a big problem. Now, at the time of her death, in August, she died of pancreatic cancer. Lawyers and family members said the Queen of Soul had no will, but 3 handwritten versions were reportedly discovered. Now, Bennett filed the wills on Monday, despite not being certain if they are legal under Michigan law. Now the estate and family members want a judge to make it make sense. Now, it's really written... horrible penmanship, obviously, and she was making scratch notes on the note. You'll be able to see it after I post it online. But in the wills, they were discovered back on May the 3rd. 2 in a locked closet for which the key was only recently located, and 1 in a spiral notebook stuffed under cushions on a sofa. Now, the 16 pages reportedly revealed that Franklin was all about making sure her sons were treated fairly. Several times across all 3 documents, she writes that her assets should go equally to her 3 younger sons and outlines detailed instructions for the care of her eldest son, Clarence, who was born in 1955 when Aretha was just 12 years old. Now, of course, he's a special needs child, and they have never been publicly disclosed. Clarence Franklin's father has been reported to have been a man named Donald Burke, who was a schoolmate of the singers. Not according to one of the purported wills dated on June 21st, it said Clarence's father is Edward Jordan Sr. So already, we have 2 different stories already. This sounds like a Maury Povich episode. Nonetheless, he is also the father of one of Aretha Franklin's other sons. Now, in other pages of the will, it includes the adamant declaration as part of instructions for Clarence Franklin's care. His father, Edward Jordan Sr., should never receive or handle any money or property belonging to Clarence, or that Clarence receives, as he has never been made any contribution to his welfare, future or past, monetarily, materially, spiritually, or etc. So basically, Aretha said, don't give that Negro none of that money. He ain't earned none of that money. He wasn't there for him. Don't you give him none of that money. Well, she probably said, don't you give him none of that money. I'm not playing with y'all today. Because that's how she talked. So, this all came out, shortly after her death, and they're still contesting the will as it has so many different levels, and 2 different men named as the father of Clarence, which is what a lot of people were trying to figure out after they saw that Aretha Genius special. So Edward Jordan Sr. seems to be who the father of Clarence is. So there you have it. The mystery is solved because y'all messy and y'all wanted to know. So now you know. In another story today, ladies and gentlemen, a white supremacist has pleaded guilty to beating a black teen in his mouth with a bicycle lock, stemming from a racist encounter at a Michigan beach last June. A 43-year-old white man admitted he carried out the violent crime specifically because the teenager, Devin Freelon Jr., was black. Now, Muat's guilty plea comes as hate crimes across the country have been growing. Muat pleaded guilty on Wednesday, and he now faces up to 10 years in prison. As previously reported, Muat was charged by federal prosecutors with a hate crime for willfully causing bodily injury to an African-American teenager because of the teenager's race. But the devil was in the details, as Muat was also accused of repeatedly calling a group of black teens the N-word before retrieving a bike lock from his car and using it to hit Freelon, breaking his jaw and knocking out several teeth, all because they allegedly would not turn down the music they were playing on a portable speaker. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now, the criminal complaint claimed that Muat confronted Freelon and two of his friends in a parking lot. After telling them Black lives don't matter, Muat set out to prove himself right. And he said, and I quote, "Niggers don't belong on this beach." The complaint claims that Muat said while Freelon retrieved a portable speaker from a vehicle, yelled racial slurs at his two friends who were African-American teenagers. And as Freelon walked over to his friends with the portable speaker, he noticed Muat walking quickly towards him. Muat swung an object which struck Freelon in the face. One witness claims that Muat continued to throw racial slurs at him and called them the N-word, and that was it. That was the entire story. And 10 years is what he faces. I think it should be more. I think it should be a lot more, because he could have killed that man, and I think that was his intent, to kill him. He just didn't succeed. And I think somebody like that, if provoked, will do it again. 10 years is not enough. But tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen, about this story and all the stories we talk about today. Because you know what we do. I'd love to know what you think, and I'd love to know what you want to say about the story. So you can use the shout-out feature on the WERUradio app. You can call me at 678-839-9378, or you can respond on our social media pages. I've got one more segment of Sizzling Subjects and Trending Topics. So make sure you keep it where you got it. I am George Daigle. Good morning.
Hey! Woo! Hey! Sing, y'all! Hey! Hey! Sing, y'all! Hey! Woo! Hey! Sing, y'all! Hey! Woo!
Now, listen to this, because I've got some news to share for you. It's happening yet again, ladies and gentlemen. In 2021, we have already had several transgender deaths occur. One Texas community is mourning, while a neighboring community police department is investigating after a transgender woman was found dead in the suburban area's canal last month. Aidelene Evans was identified as the victim, who was found on March 18th. Police have only recently unveiled details publicly, and while they have not declared her death as a homicide, they do believe she died in suspicious circumstances. Police and local media have consistently dead-named her, though. Evans was from the Beaumont area in southeast Texas, but her body was found near a Motiva Enterprises-owned oil refinery in Port Arthur. Although the two areas are in the same metropolitan statistical area, they are over 20 miles apart. Now, the census designated areas in just east of the Houston metropolitan area. Evans was just 24 years old. At the time of her death, she was believed to be transient and unable to secure safe housing. According to more reports, they were presuming that Evans died on or around March 18th when her body was discovered. She is the 14th transgender non-conforming person to die in the first 77 days of 2021. Now, they report that 13 of those 14 were people of color and 10 were black. Now, according to local news affiliates, they acknowledge that Evans identified as a woman and went by the name Aidelene amongst friends and family, but has continued to refer to her by her birth name in at least 2 televised reports and 3 online reports since her death. Their stories are previously misgendered her. Now, Dee Withers, a Texas area trans community leader and publisher of Trans Griot, says that on March 28th, what will be rescheduled, there was a vigil planned in her honor, but they will reschedule that due to weather. Now, she criticized the local news reports in which Aidelene was misgendered and dead named, although they clearly knew she identified as a trans woman. Now, police are acknowledging that she was a trans woman, have also continued to publish her birth name and statements made on Facebook. See, this is a problem. And I think this is where the issue comes, where trans people don't feel protected in their own community. I have given you my name. People have given you the name of this person. You know their name. Whether you agree with what their gender representation is, they identified by this name. And to continue to dead name her says that you don't value her life as she decided to live it. You don't value her in life, and you certainly don't value her in death. And that is an insult to her, her family, her friends, and the rest of her trans community. And it's an issue. And this needs to be some sensitivity training that happens within police departments. When you have a person that identifies as another gender outside of what they were born, and they are named such and such, call them by their name. You don't even have to agree with the gender, whatever the case may be, because that's not an argument anymore. The argument is, this is this person's name. And people will come forward that know this person as she was represented to help in the case. But to continue to use her dead name is not going to help the investigation, is not going to be able to help to find the suspects that murdered her. So do your job and do it correctly and name this person by her name. It's not that hard. It is not that hard. Over and over again, we talk about the pronouns. Over and over again, we talk about whether they're, a real woman or not a real woman, biological woman. It doesn't even matter. At this point, all you have to do is say her name. That's all you have to do. Say her name so people can know, so people can get the information in. They can say where I last saw her, so forth and so on. But to continue to misgender her is not doing her any justice. It's not going to help her to find justice. Now, in the story, I'm sorry, that was my rant for a second. They say that she was not from their city. So that's put her in a different realm. We weren't familiar with this individual at all, says the oil refinery where they found her. In an interview, Evans's grandparents also referred to her by her birth name, with her grandmother, Lois Baca, stressing she loved her grandchild. I love you, baby. Regardless of what you was, I still love you, and I wish you were here. Although sometimes we didn't get along, I wish you were here with me. You will always be in my heart. And this is heartbreaking to, hear this story of yet another person of trans or non-binary descent, the affiliation, should I say. It's just got to stop. And the most important part of this is investigators, police department, news channels, news affiliates need to be sensitive to this. And more often than not, it doesn't even get on the news. So surprisingly, it was even on the news. But when it does, in this fashion, she doesn't even get named right. She doesn't even get respect. And I don't know what it is that's so hard. Why people outside the LGBT community feel they have to be comfortable. They have to change the narrative. They have to be in charge of how they present someone else's life. It really, really bothers me. And I'm not a transgender person, but I am sensitive, especially now, knowing transgender people, that it's important to value them, recognize them, hear them. We just celebrated the Trans Day of Visibility. And in that visibility, we've got to give them the right name, use the right pronouns, and respect them. So police departments should be held accountable for every time that they do that, because you're doing an injustice to the investigation and to that person's life. End of rant. But tell me what you think about this story and all the stories you talk about. You can go to our social media pages and sound off, because this story will be posted there. Another hour of sizzling subjects and trending topics are on the way. I am George Daigle. Yes, you're listening to the We Are You Morning Crew. It's Mono Mondays, and I'm all by myself. And I'll be back. Good morning.
Are you tired of sitting on the couch and not sure what to do? Or are you looking for a career change? Ever thought about having a career in medical billing and coding? Look no further. iCode Academy is here to help. The demand for certified medical coders is at an all-time high. Get certified in as little as 16 weeks. iCode Academy's 16-week training and exam preparation course can provide you with the coding knowledge and real-world skills employers are looking for. No more sitting in traffic. No more waiting around for someone to call you back. Complete the course and you can earn up to $60,000 annually, all while working from home. Learn more. Call iCode Academy at 1-866-553-2928 or visit us online at www.icodeacademy.org to register and become a certified medical billing and coding specialist today. iCode Academy. Call now. 1-866-553-2928. A licensed and educational partner of the AAPC.
It is the We Are You Morning Crew. I am George Daigle in the studio all by myself, bringing you the sizzling subjects and the trending topics. Ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the crew will be back later on this week to bring you the sizzling subjects and trending topics. And make sure you listen to us each and every weekday morning at 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. I want to say hello to everyone watching on Instagram. My first time doing it on Instagram. Everyone watching on YouTube, thank you as well. Now, did you watch it last night? Did you get some good old school last night with the verses between Ron Isley of the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire? Now, I don't know about you, but that was some music that if you was in the right corner with the right lights and the right person, you'd be grinding on that person. Y'all know how I used to be back in the day, rubbing a little bit low the waist. You know, getting it real. Hey, girl, there's no mystery. Y'all know, at least, as far as I can see. Yes! Ron, oh my God. And he was looking like a snack. I saw some of y'all all hungry and thirsty when Ron came on there being a part of the beard gang and his fur coat. I wonder what kind of fur that was. I wonder if that was chinchilla. I don't know. But anyway, it was a time to be had by all. Took you down memory lane with some good old school music, real music as some would call it. Steve Harvey was there with his old school self as well, joining in the party, telling us all the memories of his remembering of those who hated me, remembering of what the Isley Brothers meant to him. And yeah, I'm just saying. I was thrilled with it. Kev on Stage is a little bothered. Y'all go on over to his page. If you're on Instagram, go to Kev on Stage and say, it's gonna be all right, brother. It's gonna be all right. He even had to put on a little beard so he could get his wife's face off of Ron, because his beard was problematic for a lot of people. But yeah, I'm just saying it was real nice. It was real nice. They were singing all the songs, and then it started on time because they had to be in bed. You know, old folks ain't playing with y'all. They're like, we gonna start on time because we got to get to bed. We need our 8.5 hours sleep. They probably need 10 hours of sleep. But nonetheless, it was really, really good. They were, you know, in their viral moment for that night. It was only like a little over 400,000 people viewing, but it was the 400,000 people that really wanted to hear some good music. And it was really good. It was a good concert. They looked good. They sounded good. I am there for it. The event closed with the Isley brothers singing, "Who's that lady? Who's that lady? It's a very fine lady." Yeah, And September, do you remember the very first night of December? Yeah, of September. Why did I say December? Nonetheless, if you didn't see it, I'm sure it will be on Apple TV. You can go back there and you can watch it in perpetuity and get yourself a little old school, get yourself a little partner, get in the conda and grind on them. Y'all know how y'all do, acting grown, like y'all really, really grown. Now, if you didn't get a chance to see the SAG Awards, some very, very big winners and history makers. Viola Davis made history with the SAG Award win for Ma Rainey. Congratulations to her. She was on fire this award season. Barely a week after winning 2 NAACP Image Awards, Davis scored an award for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role at the 27th Annual Screen Actors Guild Awards, having won for her roles in Fences, The Help, and How to Get Away with Murder. Davis is no stranger to the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Nominated for her role in the critically acclaimed Netflix film Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Davis took home the award for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Leading Role on Sunday night. Davis makes history as the first Black actress to win this category twice. Go on, girl. Y'all better give us Black girl magic. Y'all better go on, give it to us. Now, in lime green Louis Vuitton, she's stunned as she jumped for joy as she accepted her award. In her speech, Davis thanked the Screen Actors Guild and the entire team behind Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. She also took time to honor her late co-star Chadwick Boseman, who was posthumously honored with Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role. Honoring August Wilson, the prolific playwright who wrote Ma Rainey, she explained in her speech, "Thank you, August, for leaving a legacy to actors of color that we can relish for the rest of our lives. Thank you so much." And in other wins, you got to go on over to one of our favorite films here at the station, and a lot of people enjoyed it, and that was David Kaluuya. Did I say that name right? Kaluuya. There you go. Daniel Kaluuya. He scored as well, fresh off his acclaimed performance hosting Saturday Night Live, which is funny, by the way. You go over there and check it out on their YouTube page. He scored big at the 27th Annual Screen Actors Guild Awards. Daniel Kaluuya, his portrayal of Fred Hampton in Judas and the Black Messiah, has earned the actor rave reviews and various nominations heading into the 2021 award season. From the Golden Globe Awards, Academy Awards, and SAG Awards, the actor is turning out to be a clear favorite this year. Confirming his place in the competitive season, Kaluuya accepted the award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Supporting Role. Now, here's the thing. Help me if I may not understand how this works, but wasn't Fred Hampton the main character in the movie? So how is he nominated for supporting role? I need somebody that knows a little bit about this to tell me something. Maybe on Instagram, maybe on YouTube. Explain to me how that works. Because if he's the lead actor, how is he getting a supporting role? That doesn't make sense in my head, but maybe I'm just deficient in the knowledge of how they, give these awards. Anyway, as with the rest of the winners during his year ceremony, Kaluuya accepted his award virtually via Zoom, and the actor shared in his speech, thank you for SAG for this honor. I shared this with all the nominees and everyone that was a part of making Judas and the Black Messiah. Man, you can't make a film without an incredible group of people that come together and want to say a truth. So congratulations to Viola Davis, Daniel Kaluuya, and all of the actors who were nominated, the NAACP Awards, and Ron Isley for becoming the Thirst Trap. I'm just saying. Just saying. Everybody, congratulations to you. I am George Daigle. I'm in the studio all by myself, bringing you more sizzling subjects, trending topics, and great music. I'm here until 10 a.m. Another hour is on the way, so don't you go nowhere. Good morning.
I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio, home of every music for the LGBTQI community and me. Between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m., this is Club Chit Chat. That's right. You know how we do it, honey. We're going to be talking about sports, politics, entertainment, and a little of this and a little of that. That's why we call this Club Chit Chat. I'm your girl, Miss Sophia, holding it down right here on WERUradio, home of urban music for the LGBTQI community and me. Come on, baby, let's ride.